Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm sure I'll see you at one of these events again
all
soon.
time, we got Mark with the Mindful Reality podcast, who I've been a guest on, and it was a blast.
Thank you for having me, honestly, and I cannot wait to do it again. We're going to do this again in the future. I just know it.
Good morning, everybody. What's up? What's up? So, as is tradition, I go to bed, I wake up, I catch the stuff that I missed on the feeds. What's up, Nat? Hey, Edward. Hey, Sapphire. I catch the stuff that I missed on the feeds. Today on the Mimi scale, for those of y'all who have not seen the Mimi scale, I said this yesterday, I love Mimi's facial expressions. So that was the stuff that I caught up on for last night's feeds. For the most part, it was the board Mimi, but there was a little bit of game talk that was interesting, and that game talk was between Jag and Blue and also Matt. So Jag was having conversations with Blue and also conversations with Matt. Enlighten me, I went to bed early last night. By the way, Sapphire, what do you think of the thumbnail? I've always heard that the thumbnails impact how many people come and check out your videos. So I made a thumbnail this morning, and I'm seeing how that goes, if that makes any difference. But anyways, so I wondered what would happen when Jag came back into the house when the power was used to save him. At first, it was looking like America had really gotten into his head and gotten him not to trust Cirie. But the thing about Jag is that Jag is somebody who fact checks. So instead of just saying, I believe everything America is saying, he decided, I'm going to go around the house and talk to everybody and get an idea and get a gauge of who was for me, who was not for me, who was lying to me, who was not lying to me, etc. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe I'll start doing them more. Anyways, first Jag talks to Blue and told Blue that he doesn't trust America. So what happened with America was that Jag was going around and trying to find out what was happening with his votes from the eviction week. And then he also went to Cirie and was like, okay, I'm trying to figure out what happened. Was I being lied to? Was I being tricked, etc.? And Cirie was like, well, if you want to know what's real and what's not real, instead of asking me, asking Corey, asking America, asking this one and asking that one, we could all get into a room together and you can ask all of us in the room together. And he was like, all right, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. But he told Blue that the fact that she was willing to actually get in a room with all the parties that he was asking about and have that conversation, he said somebody who lies wouldn't do that. And Blue kind of agreed with him. So he said that when he went to America and said the same thing, like, okay, Cirie suggested that we all get in the room together and we can hash this whole thing out with everybody there in the room and you can just ask everybody. He said that America shot that down and was like, it doesn't matter. And he thought that that was shady and sketchy. So now he does not trust America. So then Jag went and had a conversation with Matt. He was asking Matt a lot of questions because what I've realized is that a lot of them trust Matt's insight. They think that because Matt is the person that everybody comes to and they don't really feel worried about where the information is going, even though some of them should. And Jag proposes to Matt an alliance of himself, Jag, Matt, Red, and Cirie. And I was mind blown that this is what he came up with. He came up with himself, Matt, Red, and Cirie. And he was like, they would never see it coming. And Matt was agreeing, like, they would never see it coming. But the thing about Matt that I don't know, I know that Matt likes Jag, and I know that Matt trusts Jag. But I never know what Matt's really thinking until I see Matt talk to Cirie. He did not include Blue, Sapphire, for real. He did not include Blue. And this is right after leaving his conversation talking to Blue. And then went over to Matt and made this proposal without Blue in there. And as far as I know, he has not told Blue anything about that. So I was like, whoa. And he was saying this is what nobody would expect. And he's right about that. As far as I know, they have not proposed that to Cirie or Red yet. But somehow Cirie gained his trust and Blue's trust because they were having a private conversation, Jag and Blue, and they both said that Cirie is playing a very honest game. I posted that on my shorts. You can check on my YouTube shorts. So I was like, she won them back somehow. Because yesterday, Blue was not big on her and Jag was not big on her. The alliances are way too much for my head. Oh, for all of us. They're too big for all of us. So now Jag wants to work with Cirie. And I'm wondering if it's kind of like if we can't beat him, join him. He kind of hinted to his proposal to Red, but Red didn't want to talk until after Noms. Yeah, so he said that he's been developing this relationship with Red. This is what he was telling Matt, that he didn't previously have much of a relationship with Red, but he started to develop one in the past couple of days since being back in the house, where they've talked some game and they've talked some personal, and he's starting to trust Red. He's starting to trust Cirie. And, you know, Matt was already his guy early on in the game. And I guess Jag is finally starting to realize, I mean, the plan sounds kind of out the blue and crazy to me, but I guess maybe Jag is starting to realize I'm not just going to win latching onto my friends only, because Blue doesn't have any kind of power in this game at all, despite the fact that he likes Blue. He doesn't trust America and Corey. So I was wondering where the line was going to go and whether he was going to trust America and Corey. So in terms of Jag and Blue, when Jag and Blue were talking, and Jag was telling Blue all about how he does not trust America anymore. So the reason Jag said one of the main reasons that Jag said he doesn't trust America is that he realized that personal or private information that he had spoken to her about only got leaked around to other people. And he said that they agreed when they were having those conversations, don't tell anybody. Didn't matter. She leaked the information around and it came back to him. And then I think he started to realize there's some truth to some of the things she's saying, but overall, she's not playing a game where she's really connected to anybody, and he feels she can't be trusted. So Blue, I think Blue was only being semi-truthful with Jag when Jag was asking her how she feels about America. So Jag said another thing that he thought was sketchy about a conversation he was having with America was that he asked America, "Oh, I see you're getting close to Blue. Have you and Blue been talking a lot of game?" And America was like, "No, me and Blue, we talk about girl stuff and we do hair and makeup." And Blue was like, "Oh, that's interesting because we talk lots of game together." And Jag was like, "Exactly what I mean. Why is she telling me that you two only talk about hair, makeup, and girl stuff when you guys are actually talking game?" I think Jag is trying to put together an army of hood people, good people, okay? He said he came to this after praying. Matt is so underrated. He is playing a great game. You don't know what Matt is really thinking, but everybody is going to him with information. It's like, okay, here, Matt, here's my whole game plan. I trust you. Here's my whole game plan, Matt. I trust you. And the thing with Matt is he's not really, it's not even really like Matt is going out of his way to lie to anybody. He's just intaking the information. He's not like, "Oh, yeah, I'm with you, I'm with you." He's mostly just listening to whatever they're saying. And they think that that means they're all like, "Oh, we can." They're basically saying, not in these exact words because this would sound insulting, but you guys have heard everybody be like, "Oh, I'm not worried about Matt. I can make Matt do whatever I want. Oh, I'm not worried about Matt at all. Matt's the type of person who you just got to make him feel comfortable and you can win his heart. Oh, I'm not worried about Matt at all." And it's like, I think you should be a little bit worried about Matt. Matt's going to take a lot of people out. Matt is in a good position in the game. Exactly. Winning comps for him. He said he wants to win this comp to take off Red off the block. This is slowly a resume builder and it's a plan. I think that, see, this plan that Jag brought to him does nothing but benefit him. I think that Matt would actually be excited to tell Cirie about this plan because it's just an extra layer of protection for her and him. Like, hey, Jag proposed this to me, and she'll be like, "Great, Jag actually likes me now and trusts me. Perfect. Red." So she would be getting two people who were kind of low key her enemies now to be working with her and protecting her in addition to the 8 million other alliances that she has. Yeah, Matt is coasting. Matt is coasting. Nobody has even mentioned his name for wanting him to go on the block. I think almost everybody else has either been on the block or been spoken about, like, we want to put this person on the block. I haven't heard anyone be like, Matt's the next on my target list, or even Matt is, one of my next 4 or 5 targets. When people are like, I want this one to go, then this one, this one, this one, and this one, I never hear Matt's name. Matt is flying under the radar. So that's interesting, Sapphire, that he said he prayed and he wants good people at the end. It's the thing with Jag. Trust me, I like Jag. I like Jag. I think he's a cool guy. I like the fact that he gets representation on the show. But this good honest game thing, I keep saying this. Jag is big on that. Jag is big on people telling the truth. Jag is big on honesty and integrity. And there's only so much of that you can do and win Big Brother. In the words of Rachel Riley, floaters, you better grab a life vest. Somebody said that this season too. Oh, I forgot who it was, but somebody actually said that the other night. The floaters that are really the most worrisome are Bowie. I mean, that should be the most worried probably, because I heard Jared say, after this week when we take out Cameron, we're gonna go after the Bowies and the Mimis of the world. I've said that Mimi's in kind of a good position, but now we're getting down to numbers to where she has to have an alliance that she's more towards the top of the alliance. Mimi is within that Cirie alliance, but she's towards the bottom of the Cirie alliance. So I don't know. I don't really know what the play would be for her now, but Cameron said she's in no man's land, and I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but I kind of agree with that one. And Bowie too, like there are two. She's somebody who has not really declared herself on a side, and when we get down to a week where the easy target is not available, they're gonna be like, okay, the next best thing is to take out the person with the least ties to anybody in the house. Because especially on a season like this, the thing I hate about this season is that everybody is sitting back and hoping for one side to take a big shot at the other side. A Cameron and a Red will say, oh yeah, we want to get out Izzy, but then they'll become HOH and they won't make that move. Or an America and a Corey will be like, well, an America really will be like, we need to get out Cirie, and Corey will agree with her, but then if they have the chance or the power, they're like, now is not the week for me to take the shot. What game are y'all playing? Somebody's gonna have to take the shot. You don't win without taking the shot. In Big Brother, you have to depend on a combination of social game, risk taking, and competition wins. This season has been one big calm before the storm. It's gonna get really nasty soon. Exactly, weak gameplay. Yes, it's weak gameplay because when I think of past seasons, they aren't doing this large group thing. They're actually starting from the beginning. They're looking at all the targets on the board. They're creating strong alliances. They're figuring out which order to get people out, and people want to take the shots because they're building their resume. This one is Cirie. I said this yesterday. Cirie has turned this game into Survivor or something. It's not Survivor, people. Scared because they don't have the alliance to back them up if they take a shot at Cirie. But that's their fault, though. That's the whole thing. That is their fault, Cameron, because they weren't thinking about that early. They needed to start thinking about that early. Like, if you want Cirie out, okay, granted, I keep saying I would have gotten her out week 1, but if any of y'all watch the challenge, on the challenge, they would have taken Cirie out week 1, seriously. But even if I can understand week 1 not wanting to make that move because of the fact that you don't really know everybody yet. It's still very, very early. So even if you got a bunch of promises that you would get her out, you couldn't depend on those people. But I would start from week 1 thinking about building up my tribe and then pushing it out to my tribe. Hey, Cirie has played on all these different shows, and she's been very good at them. So I think that we should think about week 4, week 5, you know, if we can blindside her. But instead, they kind of just let her hang around in the house and do what she does best, which is socially manipulate people. She's been giving a lot of hugs. She's been giving a lot of pep talks. Anytime somebody is crying, she's there. She's working that social game. If these can't do backstabbing and lying, they don't need to be in the house. I get so annoyed when I hear somebody talk about an honest game when they're talking about Big Brother. An honest game and Big Brother go together like oil and water. You don't win Big Brother playing an honest game. I can understand when somebody says this was an unnecessary lie. That I get. You know, sometimes you don't have to lie in certain scenarios, but other times you do. Doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you somebody who wants to win the game. The more the weeks go by, the more entrenched and insulated Cirie becomes. Jag on his own. Just came up with a plan to be in a 4 with her in it. After she was just messing with him 2 or 3 days ago. She was just in a room laughing about the guy. He's going to be sick when he goes home and watches that on TV. I think she would too, but she's in a spot where she has to win. Because her name is in a lot of people's mouths right now. America's name is in a lot of people's mouths. So her game is hot right now. I don't even think she realizes that. I think Corey realizes it though, because he keeps talking about it. Not to her. He keeps talking about it to Jared, to Izzy. I've seen him talk about it with several different people in the house. She's basically the only one. Oh, and Blue said that she wants to keep America in the house because America is a shield for her. So I can understand Blue's motive to keep her because America is not targeting Blue at all. And America is giving her information that she gets from Corey and information about Cirie. And she knows that that side does not like America, so they would put America on the block before they would put her on the block. So this is the first time that I've actually seen Blue doing some good strategizing. I think Blue just realized she was on Big Brother this week when she got on the block. I think America talks a good game, but we saw how she voted out her boy last week. Oh, this is another thing. Jag asked Matt. He was like, Matt, you were there during these deliberations when me and Blue were on the block. And also you spoke to Corey and America. So I want to know from you, did Corey and America fight for me to stay? And he actually said, Matt actually said to him, Corey fought for you to stay. America said she was going to go with the majority. I was like, ooh. I wondered to myself, was that a game thing that Matt was saying to him? Or is that really how he feels or how he experienced it? Because I do remember America saying to Corey, like, let's vote for him to stay. But I don't know if that's what she said in front of Matt. But that was the first time I was like, is Matt lying to him? Or is that just what Matt picked up? I don't know. But Matt told him Corey was fighting for you to stay and America was not. And he didn't like that. Jag didn't like that. When Jag starts to think something in his head, it seems like everything that he hears from there is a supporting fact. Meaning, like, when his mind starts to go in a direction, he starts rolling in that direction fast and picking up steam. So this I don't trust America thing for him has seemed to be just moving and moving. I wouldn't trust America in this game as far as I could throw her, honestly. So I don't blame him. I do not blame the man at all. So this is Jag's new plan. Or one of his new plans, because I don't know what other alliances he has going on. But just to recap, he wants to form an alliance. Himself, Matt, Cirie. Who's the fourth one? Himself, Matt, and Cirie. Oh, and Red. Himself, Matt, Cirie, and Red is the new proposed alliance that Jag wants to do. He just talked about it with Matt. I don't know. I don't think Matt has talked about it with Cirie because this happened at like around 1 o'clock in the morning. And they were the last ones to go to bed. So I don't think that they've talked to anybody yet. So, and I don't know if they're going to have that conversation today, but we'll see. I think that Matt is probably going to go to Cirie about it at some point. I'm interested to see that. I'm still interested to see when Cam and Red end up talking to each other. They should. That's what they should call it. They should make a 2 and call it that. The Coasters. That's a whole alliance name right there. I mean, I know that Red and Cam call themselves the Chillers, but they're not chilling. And they're on the block together. So Cirie and Matt have not even been in danger yet. They have not even been in a slight amount of danger. And the floaters are McCall and Bowie. Yep. McCall and Bowie are the floaters. They might end up, depending on who wins HOH next week, they might end up on the block together. Unless somebody finally wants to grow a pair and take an actual shot at the other side. Yeah, Edward is spot on for real. The coasters and the floaters. We got the coasters and the floaters. Cirie and Matt are the coasters, and McCall and Bowie are the floaters. And Izzy would be the lapdog. Izzy, yeah. Yeah, that's what they were saying, and I've been looking through the feeds and I haven't seen them together. They were saying that Cam was trying to talk to Red, and Red was telling him, I'll talk to you after the veto comp. But the veto comp is... Oh, the veto comp is today. Yeah, the veto comp is Saturday. So I guess they'll talk after that. But that's a long time to go without talking. I've been hearing that Red was very hurt by what Jared was telling him. Like Jared telling him that Cameron was willing to throw him under the bus and saying he'll help to get him out. Jared knows how to embellish a story like no other. He was stirring something up between America and Corey. He's stirring something up between Cameron and Red. And he just stirs the pot. And people take the bait. That's one thing y'all got to admit Jared is good at. Jared will take a little story and expand it and embellish it and have a lot of people upset with each other. You know what this person said about you. Or he tells America, Red hates you. Like he hates you. Like he hates your guts. Like he despises you. Like he just thinks you're the scum of the earth. Like you specifically too. Not anyone like you. He just drags you and just doesn't like you and just he just and I'm like, and then the person will get so hot. Like America was like, what? And he was just talking to me like we were all friendly. I'm so pissed. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what you did to him, but he just hates you. He hates you so bad. And I'm like, this guy Jared is dangerous. This man is dangerous, man. Looks like the hillbillies are breaking up. I totally agree with you on Jared, master storyteller. I told you I'm back on the Jared train. Not going to say he's going to win the game, but he's my second favorite behind Matt. He's definitely bringing the entertainment this week. For sure, like he always says. For sure. Red, they cut out the HOH room when him and Blue were in the HOH room, which I still don't understand. I don't understand how when Monty was HOH and Taylor was HOH, they showed us the whole shebang. And then when Jared gets HOH, they give him privacy. They showed Blue in the room waiting for him when he was downstairs. And Blue was having a conversation with the cameras. And Blue said, I let something slip this week accidentally that could have ruined Jared's game. And she said, I feel bad about that. I feel sorry about that. But she said that the way that he responded to that was with such anger. Said the way that he responded was so angry. And she said she would never let somebody talk to her like that in her real life. She said she would never let somebody talk to her like that in her real life. And I think that might be one of her red flags that she was talking about, because she was like, she's been telling Corey, I don't like the way how Jared gets angry and the way that he thinks that he's the only one who knows how to play the game. Like he doesn't let me talk type of thing. Do you think production would care about that? I mean, that's an honest question that I'm asking. I will say on BB24, the kissing thing between Monty and Taylor towards the end was one of the best scenes. Monte is literally how my channel got monetized. I'm not taking all the credit away from myself. Yes, people came and enjoyed my commentary and, like my recaps and my updates and everything. But when that specific relationship happened on the show, my page was on fire at that time. Because I was one of the first. I can't say the first because there's so many pages out there. Who knows? There's probably somebody who put it up before me. But I was sitting down and watching the live feeds the first time they hooked up. And I was posting updates. I was like, now this is happening. Now Turner just left them. Now it's just the two of them. Now they're in the HOH room. Now she's in the bed. And the rest was history. And so many people came on my page and were like, your page is the first one that I saw this on. A lot of BB outlets gonna hate on Jared. I have saw some other spoiler channels cover Jared winning HOH. Oh yeah, a lot of I've seen a lot of that on Twitter, and I've seen a lot of that on my Facebook groups that I'm in and Reddit and stuff, that people are mad at Jared winning. I'm not mad at Jared winning, but a lot of people are mad at Jared winning HOH. Overall, like, he's not my favorite person or anything like that. I don't hate Jared. The only part that I don't like is the relationship part. And I remember he told Cameron yesterday in the HOH room, he's like, I have a girlfriend. He said, I have a girlfriend back home. But it's up to her to understand that whatever happens in the game is game, and whatever happens in the real world is the real world, and it's two separate things. Now, I wonder to myself, is it an open relationship? Did they talk about it before he went in? And it was like, I might get into a showmance for game purposes. I don't know. Like, I just don't understand. I think it's also the reason they didn't give Jared a letter from his girlfriend, even though she was the first on his list to get a letter. I think production is being very careful not to ruffle any feathers. They already discredited his win and said it's luck and handed to him. I'm like, that's what I'm saying. I said the same thing, Cameron. I'm like, Big Brother is not one of those shows where you're like, test your might. May the best physical competitor win. It's not like Survivor. It's not like The Challenge. It's like carnival games. You know, like one day you're stacking tiny glasses and trying to make them balance, and another day you're doing a Russian roulette thing, and another day you're walking on a balancing beam. There's only probably 3 or 4 competitions on the whole show where you can be like, you had to have a certain amount of amazing skill to be able to do this. For me, it's like the main ones that people win with the best skill or strength or whatever are the final, like part 1 of the final and part 1 of the finale. Basically, part 1 through the whole finale, I'm going to count as one. The thing where you have to balance on the pole or whatever, or whatever you happen to be holding on to, the balance one, where it spins and rains or whatever. Probably the wall comp. What's it called? The BB comics, the trivia at the end. OTEV. There's like only a few of them really. We haven't gotten to any of those yet. Basically, all the ones I've seen so far are kind of anyone can win those. I mean, Jared does have a point. Dan said he had to leave all his morals behind. Jag said the same thing. If you remember Jag's intro, Jag was like, I live my life a certain way, but I'm willing to temporarily like not do that because I know that I'm on Big Brother. If you guys remember the first episode when he did his intro and he was with his family and everything. Even though I think that he's still playing too much of an honest game, he did say that he recognizes that Big Brother is not that type of thing. Yeah, I heard them talking, and Jared said, I knew that you threw it. The letter was from his girlfriend. He lied to the group about being from his brother. Cirie and him had a big laugh over it. Oh, is that what he was saying? That he knew that Millie was Kenzie? Maybe that's what he was saying and I didn't get it. But I honestly wonder how Cirie feels about that, because as far as I've heard, Cirie is close to Kenzie in real life. So it must feel weird for her, somebody that she's close to like that, and she knows about her. And then what is Blue thinking? Like, if Blue understands and knows that he has a girlfriend back home and knows that Cirie is Jared's mom, what is she doing? What is she doing with him? And also, why is she not using that information to her benefit in the game? I mean, I know Jared threatened her and said, if you ever tell anybody this information in the game and ruin my game, I will never talk to you inside of here or outside of here. To me, that is the worst kind of manipulation. That is the worst kind of manipulation, because he told her that outside of the game, she's going to know everything anyways. But inside the game, if she ever tells anyone, he's not going to talk to her in or out of the game. I don't like that. What an answer. She is a free spirit. She doesn't care. What an answer. Oh man. Where's my Mimi face? What Mimi face would that require on the Mimi scale? I don't have the proper one. But this is how his girlfriend would be looking at your comment. Did I miss another comment? It's a showmance, not a real relationship, because Jag and her are terrible players. I don't know. I feel like the lines are getting blurred. I mean, I don't think that they would last outside the house anyways, even if he broke up with her or she broke up with him, meaning his girlfriend. I don't think that Blue and Jared are compatible anyways. So I don't think that that would be a thing anyways. But oh man. But they're talking in such a way, like, what's going to happen in the future? He's telling her, I can't wait to meet your sister. How do you think that this person in your family is going to react to meeting me? How do you think that this person in your family is going to react to meeting me? And I'm like, I've seen showmances before, and I've seen showmances that I could tell were strictly showmances. Like, for instance, an Alyssa Lopez and a Christian, I tended to feel like that was okay. We're in the game, we're young and having fun. It was a little less messy than what's going on right now. How do you know that though? That's what I want to know. Do you have a source? Did she say she doesn't care, or is that what you're saying? Oh no. Oh no. I think that's over the second they step outside the house. I think that they'll possibly be friends, and I say possibly because I don't know how America is going to feel about everything he's been saying to everybody about her. I don't know if he's going to blow that off as just game, but I see a friendship possibility, but I don't think. What I do think is a possible thing is that America might want to hook up with him just because she was waiting all this time in the house. But in terms of them being some long-lasting relationship, no. It's bizarre, like watching a slow motion train. Remember the letter? She wrote it. I don't know, Kevin. I don't know. Just oh yeah, definitely. I didn't like them either, but yeah, that definitely was something I could see lasting beyond the house. A relationship I didn't think would last beyond the house. I said this already. Swaggy and Bailey. I never thought they would be together still. I never thought that would last. I'm so shocked. But then I don't necessarily get Rio. I mean, maybe they're really happy, but everything about their relationship looks so showy. Yeah, I know. I think didn't she already have one and she's pregnant with another one? I don't know. I can't keep up. I cannot keep up. But that's my update. We're going to see how this develops today. Yeah, I thought it was the second one. Thank you. I thought it was their second one because I knew they had one already. And I think it was an announcement of a second one. But yeah, these two showmances of this season, I don't see them lasting at all. I don't see them being some lasting relationships at all outside of this house. The relationship you might see, you never know, is Matt and Riley. That one I could potentially see happening, but who knows? That might not happen either. You're right on Swaggy and Bailey relationship. Glad they last though. Oh, I'll be back on here today also. I'll be back tomorrow, but I'll be back today. Tomorrow I'll be back after the episode concludes, which is what, 9 o'clock? The episode is 8 to 9 Eastern time, so I'll be here 9. But I'm also gonna be here tonight or in the afternoon, who knows. Sometime today I'll be back once they wake up and once they start having further conversations. I want to see how this new alliance thing develops. I want to see if Cam and Red are speaking after the veto competition. There's a lot of interesting things. It's funny that Izzy has not been a main headline in the last day. Izzy's kind of been a lesser of a story, which is surprising. Yes, please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. I can't see Matt and Riley, to be honest. Maybe not. Maybe not. Thanks. I needed to talk after Matt's and Jag's plan to backdoor America. Thanks for mentioning that, actually. I didn't say that. But that was something I had in mind to say. Matt and Jag were talking about backdooring America. Matt was telling Jag that his concern was that America would basically flip out if she got backdoored. Like, she would be somebody who, if she got put on the block via the veto ceremony, that she would make it hard on everyone in the house because she would just spaz out, which is interesting that Matt has observed that. Because the thing, I said this before, somebody who doesn't have one of their major senses is very in tuned with all their other senses. So he's probably noticing like body language and things like that. And he's worried about how she would react. And I think that she might have a wild reaction to being backdoored. She would be the person who goes out the door and says a lot of things before she leaves. I can see her being that person. Like, if y'all want me out, I'm going to spill the beans about everything. I'm okay with America leaving this week, to be honest. I want her to be backdoor. They've been talking about that. Jared has been talking about that too, the potential to throw her on the block. That would be a big move. He also mentioned Bowie and he also mentioned Mimi. But I don't know. I'm okay with America leaving, to be honest. I want her to be backdoor. I want to see how they'll edit her on the show. So far, they've given her quite a good edit compared to how she's really been on the feeds. She is dangerous. I'm hoping she could. Oh, yes. I forgot about that too. Everybody, like, she was told that Red called her the B word. And she was also told by Jared that Red hates her. So she has a lot of fuel on her fire right now. The explosion hasn't happened yet, but it will at some point. I can't wait for that too. All right, y'all. Thanks for the support. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content. And I'll talk to you guys probably anywhere from mid-afternoon to early evening. Have a great one.
So you literally were one of my very first followers. And then when you followed me and I, followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
if they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But, yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on everything.
That wasn't planned.
You know what?
Thank
but
you.
I like this Canadian.
Well,
I like this one.
well, thank you. I